and you're on the move.
All right, so we are going to do something that is both domestic and international all at once. Specifically because I posted about this a couple months ago, specifically 2 months ago. But AOC posted about it yesterday. So, here we are.
Oh, is this about Mamdani saying, you need to arrest Netanyahu? I'm Mamdani.
Ironically, no, but yes.
Uh-huh.
So AOC made a post and said tomorrow the host will vote on the NDAA, which includes a provision to merge parts of our military with the IDF. This amendment is an existential threat to American sovereignty and democracy. Every member of Congress must vote no. She's not wrong, right? But she posted that yesterday, and I, of course, said, hey, I saw an article about this 2 months ago on Bloomberg, and, well, you'll never guess what Israel said. Or will you? Netanyahu basically said he wants to phase out U.S. funding for Israel. And I read this and I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way, right? There's no way that Bibi wants to end funding to Israel. But then I actually read the article, and the catch in the article was, I want to suggest joint projects for intel, weapons, and missile defense, and essentially, instead of being a nation that gets foreign aid, Israel would become a military and business partner of the United States.
This is why I actually don't think America will collapse. And I'm not on that history repeats itself thing. I think a lot of, excuse me, and yeah, this is like academic folks, because they learn that things happened, but then they over apply it to now, right? Like, okay, Rome fell. Mm-hmm. Rome didn't have mass surveillance, right? AI and shit.
Right.
Rome didn't have like what American police are. Right, they may have had pigs. They didn't have American police. American police are some whole new shit. Mm-hmm. Right, Rome didn't have the American prison system. That's some whole... The rest of the fucking planet doesn't have anything near the American prison system. The American prison system has more people than some small countries have.
Yep.
Like, get the fuck out of here. This is not like Rome. It ain't just gonna go down. People always like, empires typically last for this long. And it's like, yeah, before they had all this shit, Rome didn't have nuclear weapons, and only one nation has ever nuked anything twice.
Yeah, and I think on that note too, like, noting all the things that have happened historically, like, because if this was ancient Rome, COVID would have taken us out. Like,
yeah.
as an empire, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but, it's just not there. Or even going to war, right? Because what was going to war? Okay, you have to get a bunch of guys, you have to get on a boat, and then you have to sail for like 2 months, and then you have to like march across a desert for 3 months. And you know what I mean? Like, a war took 7 years because it took you 3 years to get to the place of the war.
Yeah.
We're like, we can do that in like 12 hours. You know what I mean? Yeah, so no, I totally get the point. But yeah, this is just something that I find to be worth noting because, this is, I see it as going to become a propaganda piece about how, because people are getting mad about how much money we're giving Israel, right? And not just the anti-Semites, because obviously there's like the Nick Fuentes anti-Semites who are like, oh, fuck the Jews,
Yeah.
But also from like, the left or even the center who are like, why the fuck are we giving Israel billions of dollars a year when we have homeless people everywhere and we don't have health care? Why are we giving money to a country that has its own like universal health care and we don't have shit? Like, we're fucking dying homeless because, we have cancer. And so, the propaganda is bad, and I feel like Israel knows that. And I feel like the way that they're going to get around that is like, oh, we're not taking your financial aid anymore. But in return for not taking financial aid anymore, they want to integrate themselves into the American military system, which I think is also something, that we've seen coming if you've been paying attention, right? We have U.S. cops who train in Israel or get trained by the IDF. Some of our surveillance systems are from Israel, right? You know what I'm saying? So like, this was a long time coming, and it's not changing us giving money to Israel. It's just changing the optics of how we give money to Israel. And I feel like that's worth noting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because I think, and it seems really elementary to me, but I also have to remember, like, a lot of people aren't paying attention or can't pay attention or just don't know. So it's like, hey, here's the thing. Israel knows that we're getting pissy about funding them. So now they're finding a new way to, like, integrate themselves into our thing while still doing mass surveillance on us, while still training military and police to brutalize us, and still taking United States money, but just under a different name, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And it did, by the way, the amendment did pass the House. Because apparently if you voted against it, you're doing Jew hatred. So,
yeah.
You know.
I guess oh wait, was there more?
No, not really.
Okay, I guess I'll leave on this, just dancing back to like the stupid ass Rome compare. Well, they're not stupid, they're just short-sighted. Mm-hmm. You have to keep thinking, right? It's become a thought-killing cliche, mm-hmm. right? To just be like, it gonna be like Rome go down, that go down, you know, empire go down. Also, how big was Rome?
Rome was huge, but also you have to consider what the population was at the time.
Rome was huge as in like Seattle to Orlando huge?
Yeah, actually.
Los Angeles to New York. Like
yeah.
what?
It was
landmass wise.
Yeah.
That big.
It was part of it was North Africa. It was everything around the Mediterranean going all the way up to like where Great Britain is now.
Huh.
But also keep in mind though that like because it took so long for stuff to happen in terms of like getting because they didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
In terms of getting messages across, there were people who were like quote unquote Roman citizens in like what is now France, and they didn't know that the Roman Empire fell until like a year later.
Oh, because so now they have their Franteenth.
Right, because nobody came to like collect taxes and build roads, and they're like, so is it just gone? Like, you know what I mean?
Huh.
Yeah, that was actually like a very big thing, was a bunch of people didn't know that the Roman Empire fell because even though they technically owned all that land and had governance over these people, they just didn't have a way of executing it with the quickness that we would have now. So it's like, you know.
If this shit did end, that would be Puerto Rico. Like, wait, hold up. No more of that shit? Oh, shit.
Shit, okay.
All right, then. P-teenth.
Yeah.
Everybody has a teenth. All right, that'll be that. I gotta go to the exploitation building.